Our cold front starting to move through the area, already bringing us some strong thunderstorm activity. Of course, we have that chance for severe storms as well. I'll break it all down for you coming up.
A deadly three-car accident in Houston County. We explain what happened.
We have to do our own water. We don't have the capacity or the pressure or the volume we need from Houston County.
Plus, as Warner Robins grows, so is its water system. We take a look at upgrades on the way to serve the city's booming population.
Glad that we were able to finally get it done and get it back looking beautiful.
We're all aboard this morning to show you the new face of this historic train. We'll share one man's fight to get it restored and why it's so personal to him. Well, good Thursday morning. You're taking a live look over a beautiful downtown Macon. You can see those roads. They're already looking wet this morning. The time is now 6:31 on this last day of March the 31st. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Wanya Reese.
And I'm Caitlin Heck, and we were looking at the Perry sky cam earlier, and you could see the flags really blowing. Even the flag poles starting to already blow because that wind is, getting so gusty this morning.
That's right, Courtney. And we do have a severe chance for weather with that cold front pushing through.
That's right, and it will be for the morning. So as you're getting ready to head out the door, whether it is now or in the next hour or so, you do want to stay weather aware because you don't want to be driving out in any severe storms. Nothing severe right now, but we do have strong storms out there, and that's mainly west of 75. But you can see still plenty of steady rain that did fall in downtown and now parts of Washington, Wilkinson, Twiggs, Jones, and Baldwin counties. Where the strong storm is up towards Monroe County, moving through the Barnesville area and north of Thomaston and Culloden. This is going to be heading towards High Falls, Forsyth, and Bolingbroke. Within this line of thunderstorm activity, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Have been watching this as well for rotation. We do have that brief tornado threat for the day today, so we're going to keep a close eye on that. If you're about to head out in places like western Monroe County, just give yourself a couple extra minutes and wait for that storm to pass by your area. Another batch of heavy rain moving into Taylor, Macon, also parts of Crisp and Dooley County, and it is all along a front that's brought a lot of severe weather to parts of the Panhandle. And of course, we do have that severe threat today that will be for the morning into the early afternoon. I'm going to time everything out hour by hour for you. It's in just a few minutes. Of course, with the severe threat for the morning, be sure to have the 13 WMAZ app. It's a great way to receive weather warnings. It's free in the App Store or in Google Play. You can also scan the square on the bottom of your screen. It will take you right to the app. Be sure you go to the settings and turn on notifications, so if any warnings do fire up this morning into the early afternoon, those threats will go directly to your phone.
Thank you, Courtney. 2 people are dead after a 3-car accident in Houston County. That's one of 3 stories that you need to know this morning.
Now, the sheriff's office says the accident happened just after 12:30 yesterday afternoon near the corner of Moody Road and Willingham Drive in Warner Robins.
It appears, so it's still under investigation, a vehicle crossed over into oncoming lanes of traffic and struck one vehicle, and then that vehicle struck a second vehicle. So there's a total of 3 vehicles involved in the crash.
Captain Clay Chambers says the accident killed 2 people. So far, their names have not been released. Acting Houston County District Attorney William Kendall told us one of them was an investigator who had been with the DA's office for a few years.
Now, this is a developing story. We'll update you on air and on 13WMAZ.com as we learn more details.
Or remember, you can use our 13 WMAZ mobile app to get the latest news and updates at your fingertips. Now to an update on a story that we brought you last summer. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office arrested the person involved in a deadly hit and run that killed Irene Stubbs. Deputies say U.S. Marshals arrested 27-year-old Nathan Epps. He's charged with hit and run and homicide by vehicle. This morning, he's being held in the Bibb County Jail without bond. Stubbs was less than half a mile from home when she was hit on Old Clinton Road last July. Stubbs' death inspired Irene's Law, which proposed pedestrian safety upgrades along that road. Bibb commissioners passed that ordinance in January. Now, one person is in jail after a Macon gas station robbery. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says it happened Tuesday night at the Marathon on Broadway just before 9 p.m. They say 4 men went to the store demanding cash with guns. Deputies actually found their getaway car at the Discovery Inn on Chambers Road. They say 25-year-old Antonio Peak was in that car, and he's charged with armed robbery. He's also accused of possessing ecstasy pills. They're still looking for the 3 other men responsible.
Now to your news from across the state. An early morning helicopter crash killed a soldier at Fort Stewart outside of Savannah. A base spokeswoman confirmed that 2 Black Hawk helicopters were involved in the 2 a.m. accident yesterday, but she would not say if one or both crashed. One soldier died in that accident but has not been identified yet. Fort Stewart's Wright Army Airfield is closed until further notice while that accident is investigated. And a bill now heads to the governor's desk aimed at forcing insurers to pay for mental health and substance abuse treatment. It passed the State House and Senate yesterday. The bill allows law enforcement to take someone for evaluation instead of arresting them for a crime. They would need permission from a physician. The measure now goes to Governor Brian Kemp for his signature. And a measure related to constitutional carry could be a step closer to becoming law. The State House passed Senate Bill 319 yesterday, which would allow people to carry handguns in public without a license. The Senate still needs to approve some minor changes before Governor Kemp can sign it into law.
The time is now 6:36 a.m. People at Macon's Miga apartments might be moving out sooner than expected. Bibb County's code enforcement department finished their investigation. The county says right now the buildings are unsafe to live in. A spokesman for the county says code enforcement found violations at Miga that included leaking roofs, severe mold, outdated electrical systems, and the list goes on. The county is asking for help from the Macon Bibb Economic Opportunity Coalition to help find temporary housing for those that qualify. Program Director Carlton Williams says that landlords can learn from what's happened.
It sends a message to other landlords that you can't just keep sucking the rent out of clients and not put some of it back into repairs.
The EOC says that they're waiting on Macon Bibb's code enforcement to contact them before they can begin moving people into temporary housing like hotels. So far, residents in 5 out of the 8 buildings will be moved out. 150 houses torn down. That's the milestone Bibb County is now reaching its fight against blight. The latest was at 849 Lily Avenue. Crews removed it on yesterday. One neighbor that we spoke to says it's been empty since a fire about 3 years ago. The county ended up putting it on its list of houses to demolish. Bibb County Code Enforcement Director J.T. Rickardson says the Lily Avenue home was on list number 3 of homes that they plan to tear down, but he's already working on list number 8.
Well, Warner Robins is growing in a lot of ways, and now the international city is about to get its 5th water tower and another water plant. The city started planning and designing construction a few years ago and officially broke ground last summer. The tower will stand 125 feet tall, serving Russell Parkway, Watson Boulevard, Gunn Road, and the joint development area between Peach and Houston counties. In February, Warner Robins pumped more than 217 million gallons of water, and with this new well and tower, they'll be able to pump another 2 million gallons a day. City's utility director Monty Walter says right now Warner Robins relies on Houston County's water system.
Our long-term plan has always been to have our own water system out here, and we're starting to see growth, industrial and commercial growth, and a lot of interest in this area, so we have to do our own water. We don't have the capacity or the pressure or the volume we need from Houston County, and they've been helping us for a long time.
The new plant and tower is just across from Buc-ee's near I-75 on Crestview Church Road. The city is spending more than $5 million on the tower and plant. It's scheduled to be finished in December. All right, time to grab those walking shoes. You'll now be able to enjoy more of a Central Georgia trail. Today, Bibb County and Newtown Macon will hold a ribbon cutting to celebrate the new Amerson North extension. It's part of the Okmulgee Heritage Trail expansion project. If the weather holds up, there will be a news conference this morning at 9 at Amerson. The county says they'll live stream it on their Facebook page.
Also today, you could land a job with the Bibb County School District. They'll hold a spring hiring blitz at their central office building on Mulberry Street. It's happening on their first floor from 9 a.m. to noon. The district says the transportation and school nutrition departments will hire for different positions. Tomorrow, you have a chance to help with something the American Red Cross says is critically important. That's blood donations you can give in Central Georgia. There's a drive happening in Milledgeville at the Baldwin Mason Lodge 159. That's on Walton Street. It runs from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, still ahead, COVID-19 hospitalizations nationwide are at some of the lowest levels we have seen. How the CDC plans to keep it that way. And Macon will be back on the big screen soon as the backdrop for an iconic movie remake. We'll take a look at the economic impact that will bring. For right now, though, it is 6:39. I don't know if you could hear at home the beeping here in the studio. The storm's starting to fire up this morning.
That's right. Yeah, that was for a tornado watch. I'm a little surprised that we have a tornado watch for some of our southeastern counties, but nonetheless, it is there. And so for viewers at home, tornado warnings are not happening right now. It just means that it is possible as we head through the morning hours. So yes, we are starting to really pay attention as this front rolls through. We've already had a couple of strong storms, nothing severe though. As we go through the morning, that will change. We will have that potential for severe storms. So right now you're looking live on top of the fairgrounds. It is windy out there. It is wet. You can see I-75 north and southbound already covered in water. So you are going to want to take your time. We cannot stress that enough. And of course, stay weather aware. If all of a sudden a severe thunderstorm warning pops up over your area and you're about to head out the door, you really don't want to be driving in that. Tornado within that storm or not, damaging wind gusts are still really not something you want to be navigating in through the morning. 66 right now in the city of Perry. Take a look at the gusts at 23 miles per hour out of the south. That's pulling in all that moisture as well. So we have the warm air, we have the moisture, and then our front is going to help lift all of that up and ultimately offer us that severe threat as we head through the morning into the early afternoon. Here's a look at the current wind gusts. We're at 26 in Macon, 28 in Thomaston, 23 in Cordele, 26 in Eastman, and 20 in Dublin. We're about to head out to live radar, and I hear that beep again. I'm not sure if that's for a severe thunderstorm warning or not, and I'll probably get it on my watch. The beauty of technology. Right now, though, we are continuing to watch mainly south and east of Macon. That's where that tornado watch will go into effect throughout the morning. And we've been keeping an eye on this band of storms that's pushing into now western Monroe County. It did have a little bit of rotation in parts of Lamar County, so we'll continue to watch for that. Now it seems like the rotation falling apart, but nonetheless within this band of storms, very gusty wind upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour. So if you're about to head out the door in places like Monroe County, then you are going to want to really just take your time, pack your patience, and if you can, give yourself a couple of minutes, 20 to 30 minutes before you make your way out. That's probably a better idea. Very heavy rain pushing into parts of Upson, Crawford, and Taylor counties as well. So here's a look at our severe threat for the day, mainly looking south and east of Macon, which is where that tornado watch is going to go into effect. I will update you on where exactly those counties are once our graphics update a little bit later in the show. So just be sure to stay tuned for that, and I will post it on my Facebook and Twitter. It just didn't update quite yet as we came on air. It literally happened right before we came on. Nonetheless, what we're looking for, damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour and heavy rain. Those are going to be the two most widespread threats. But of course, we will have that chance for a brief isolated tornado as well, hence our tornado watch for the morning. So as we go through the morning hours, this front will continue to fall apart. It will become more broken, but notice very heavy rain, and within this front, what we'll be looking for is maybe a brief spin up, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and any severe storms. It will push over 75 as we head towards 9, 10 o'clock, and then into our southeastern counties by around 11, where we will prolong that severe threat through about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So within this broken line of storms, obviously some heavy rain, very gusty wind, maybe a brief spin up as well, especially if you're south and east of Macon for the start of the day. The threat does come to an end by 1 o'clock, so that's good news. Of course, all the students will be coming home from school not too long after that, so your ride home from work and school today looks much better. It's just that commute to work and school that you really need to be concerned about. Like I said, can't stress enough, have a way to receive weather warnings just in case you're about to head out the door and severe storms start firing up in your area. That's just not safe to head out in. So here's a look at the threats. The tornado threat low, but not none. It's more isolated than our damaging wind gust threat and our heavy rain threat. Those will be the two most widespread. Anytime between now and 1 o'clock is where we'll be looking for severe storms. Thankfully, we will be dry Friday all the way through the weekend and into Monday. Our next rain and storm chance does look to return by Tuesday.